two pictures. So what's your interpretation just by looking? So here, what do we have? And then it says yes or no. So what can be your interpretation from these two pictures? Let's see. Alan.
Well, the first one, it's like exploring, like having an adventure. I think like he's climbing a mountain, something like that. And the other one is like what's the word? Indecision, something like that.
Okay. Maybe doubting of something. Okay. Thank you so much, Alan. Great. And then Ismael.
In the first picture, I see a person who is brave and decided, and in the second picture, maybe a person who is undecided and afraid for something.
Okay, so like a more brave and maybe decided and sure about what this person they're doing. And then maybe the other one it's like I don't know, not so sure, right? So we always have the situation in which we decide to be at risk or be safe. So do you think that you are a risk taker or do you prefer always to be on the safe side? And, or if not, do you think a lot before making decisions? So think about your own situations, own experiences. For example, in my case, I would say that I always think a lot before making decisions. So that can put me more onto the safe side. Maybe I'm not that much of risk taker because I like to think, overthink, I would say sometimes on whether should I use this or that color or would if this be safe or overthink before making a decision. So what about you guys? What are your experiences when making decisions? Do you consider yourselves risk takers? So Ismael and then Jonathan.
Well, I think the same for me. I'm a person who is very undecided and safe. I don't like to take decisions so fast, and I'm always thinking a lot um, before take a decision.
All right, Ismail. So then you are part of my team. Excellent. And Jonathan.
Well, I always make my what is my strategies. I prefer to be safe for now until the people or I don't know. For example, when I'm going to choose my teacher from the next semester, I always make the people face the teacher and then, oh, is he good or is she good? No. Ah, okay. I'm gonna take another decision, and then if the teacher is still there, well, I have the way of the risk taker, and yeah, I'm gonna be died, but yes, I took my decision.
Okay, so yes, and I know that that happens a lot very often. I mean, on that particular thing, I wasn't that much of I would say I was more risk taker when choosing teachers. I would say that I did had a few teachers that I was like, no, why did I choose this class with him or her? But at the end, it's all about making decisions, right? But yes, sometimes I would see even feedback that obviously it helps a lot when choosing teachers or et cetera, et cetera. So in conclusion, we would say that um, we depending the situation, it's when we decide to either be a risk taker or a be on the safe side. So whenever you are taking a decision, do you consider the pros and the cons or not so often? So what can you say about your own self? Do you think about what could happen? Do you think about the good things about doing this or that and also the bad things and then decide? Or how is your strategy on deciding on something? Ismael.
In my case, yes, I'm always try to think about all the possibilities of my decisions.
Okay, so maybe it's a good choice to make about if something will be beneficial or something will be harmful. Okay, and Jonathan.
Yeah, me too. But after the decision was taken, I don't know because, for example, before the situation, I never think about the pros and cons. But after that, I consider more pros than cons, and that's it.
Okay, so maybe whenever we see more pros than cons, it's how we end up making our own decision. Excellent. Okay, so today's topic will be about talking about imaginary situations. Now that's interesting, and it's part of Unit 11.2. So here on the first part, we have a picture of a crocodile. Do you know, and just it's on your own experience, so what do you know about crocodiles? How dangerous are they and why? So, what are some facts that you know about crocodiles, and do you think they're dangerous and why? So, I want to hear you. Go ahead, Ismail.
They are so dangerous because they are so aggressive and they have a big and powerful bite.
Yes, imagine having a crocodile nearby you. Yes, that would be very scary. All right. That reminds me of a
Miss, and
video.
actually,
Yes, go ahead.
I just want to say, actually, the crocodiles are fast. They can run.
Yes, they're so fast that you cannot even be aware that they are already next to you. I haven't been, well, maybe like in the zoo, but never been like on that risk of getting a bite or getting, or the crocodile taking my arm. So, yes, they are so fast that we can even not notice that they are already there. So, one of the things I wanted to mention is that I remember I watched a video. It was so funny because we never know the power of the chancla, right? So it was this video like there was some sort of natural disaster, I don't know, some hurricane maybe. And but there was this street full of water. It was full of water, and then there was this woman on the sidewalk. I remember that on the video it showed how she started there were like three crocodiles getting close to her, and then she was just taking her chancla and then started to scare them with the chancla. I mean, it's so powerful that the crocodiles ended up leaving. So it was so funny because I mean, how could a crocodile be afraid of a chancla? But it can be dangerous, maybe not in if you have a chancla with you. Just joking. So let's go ahead and continue. Here we have a conversation in which they talk about an interview with a successful businesswoman. So instead of listening to the audio, I need two people to read it for me. So one to be Miles and the other one Selma. So Alan, you will be Miles, and I need one more. I need Selma. And Jonathan. So Jonathan, you will be Selma. So before starting, take a look on the question. So what unusual and surprising question does Miles ask? And then the next question, how does Selma decide what she will do? And why does she use that approach? Okay, so those are the three questions that we're going to take a look on this conversation. And let's pay attention then for that. Go ahead, Alan and Jonathan.
So let's get right to it. Why do you think you have been so successful? Is it because you have taken risks?
I think that's a big part of it. Yes,
Will you risk everything for money and success, even your life?
my life. In what kind of situation?
Well, you will swim across a river full of crocodiles if I offered you $1 million.
Now that's interesting. Let's see. If I succeeded, the reward would be fantastic. That much money would have a big effect on my life, but I'd have to consider the risk carefully and think about how to reduce it. So I'd find out about the number of crocodiles in the river. Um, I'd research ways to protect myself. If I spent 100,000 on a crocodile-proof suit, I still make 900,000.
Wow, you're really thinking about this seriously.
In business, you have to consider all of the options, compare the advantages and disadvantages, and then decide if the risk is worth it.
And if your research show the risk was high,
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to spend $1 million if I ended up inside a crocodile.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, guys. Let's give an applause to our volunteers. Excellent. All right, so let's go ahead and answer the questions then. What unusual and surprising question does Miles ask? What was that unusual question that he asked? So what was that unusual question? All right, let's see. I don't go for it.
The unusual question if she will swim across a river full of crocodiles for money.
Okay. So if he would go across, right? Imagine yourselves in that position. It will be something interesting to do. So yes, if they offered you $1 million. Okay. And then how does Selma decide what she will do? David Navarrete?
He is considering the risk and how much is gonna earn.
Okay, so it's considering the risk and see how much or because of the money they will earn, right? Okay, and why does she use that approach? So how she came with that decision after thinking on what? Considering what? What does she compare that type of, or how does she consider all these options that she has? Aaron?
Considering the risk. Consider the risk.
All right, so she's considering like all the risks and also what things can be beneficial. So that's the way they do it on the business world. She thinks about it seriously, considers the benefits, and decide if the risk is worth it, just like in business. Okay, so let's move on. Here I have a small game. This is the hangman game, I'm sorry. And let's see what words can we find here. So you know how this is. We know it in Spanish as el ahorcado. And we know that we have to pick like letters and then come up with the word. So the way we're going to do it is obviously if you want to raise your hand and then say the letter or just open your mics to say the letter. But in order to consider a participation, you will have to tell me the letter, the word itself, okay? So maybe after seeing the letters, you will deduct what is the word and then you will tell me. So let's go ahead and do that. Who wants to start giving options? Ismael.
Letter A.
Okay, so no letter A. Thank you. Aaron?
Letter C.
Letter C. No letter C. Armando?
Letter E.
Letter E. Okay, we have it. What other letters? Ismael.
Letter O.
O. Okay. What other letters? Armando.
Letter
So sorry, couldn't hear you. Can you repeat it?
L.
I'm so sorry, it's kind of cutting off. Can you repeat it one more time?
It's letter E. L.
Okay, so letter, this one right here, R,
L.
L,
Yes.
N. Yes, I'm so sorry. Okay, L. Okay, there you go. And then Omar is saying W. No W. David Navarrete.
Letter R.
Letter R. Okay. Jonathan.
Can I say the word?
Of course.
Result.
Result. Okay, so yes. Let's go with new words. Letters. Bring me some letters. Letter A. Oops, no letter A. More letters. Armando.
Letter T.
T. Okay, we do have a T. What other letters? Aaron?
Letter E.
Letter E. Okay. Ismael?
Letter R.
R. Okay. Jonathan?
Letter F.
F. Okay. And Jasmine?
Teacher, the word is effect. Letter C.
Letter C. Okay. Excellent. Thank you. Let's go ahead with another word. Alan. Go ahead, Alan.
Letter C.
Letter C. Okay. Armando?
Letter R.
Letter R. Okay. Ismael?
Letter A.
Okay. Armando?
I can say the word
Of course.
is risk.
Risk, right? Yes. Okay, so let's pause on that. As you were able to notice, this is some vocabulary that you have, I believe, in page 110, 111. And it's about vocabulary about opportunities and risks, okay? So what we will do is now match those vocabulary words with some of the definitions or things that are related to that word, okay? So for that, I will open here, and here are the descriptions. So let's go ahead and start like from the ones across, and then we will go with the ones that go down, okay? So if you know what word it is, tell me, raise your hand, obviously, tell me, and that will count as participation. So think about those words, you have them on your book, and see what is the possible matching with the definition or description. So Ismael.
Is advantage.
All right, yes, advantage. And let's go with the next one, number 6. All right, Jonathan.
Number 6 is risk.
Risk, okay. Thank you. Number 8, choice. Okay, Omar is saying option. All right. Number 9, Ismael.
Um, maybe effect.
Effect. Okay. And not necessarily. So instead of effect, what can we place there? Armando.
In the number 9 is result.
Result, right? Okay. So yes. Number 12. Thank you, Armando. Jonathan?
Number 12 is goal.
Goal. All right. And 13. What about 13? Ismael.
A purpose.
Sorry for that. So yes, purpose. Now let's go with the ones that are down. First one, to think about something carefully. What would it be? Jonathan, go for it.
Consider.
All right, consider. All right, next one. Okay, Armando. I'm sorry, Octavio. Okay, disadvantage. All right. And I'm sorry, Armando, you forgot from last time to lower your hand, or was it the one you wanted to ask? Or all right, go for it, Armando. Sorry.
The situation.
Situation. Great. Number 4. Go ahead, Ismael.
Reward.
Do you want to go do number 7, Alan?
Oh, yes, research.
Research, right? Research. Okay. To get the study of a subject, to get new information, to study a subject, to get. And then number 10. A change caused by something else. Jonathan.
Effect.
Okay. Effect, right? All right. And information. Do you want to say it, Alan, or you forgot to lower your hand?
Goal.
Goal. Hi. There you go. Oh, we already have goal. Instead of goal, what can it be? So last one, what can it be?
Could be option.
Mm,
But well, there's the four spaces.
yes.
I don't know.
So for that one, I will just give it to you. So more information, just like a compliment, not actually a description. So excellent. Thank you so much, guys. All right, let's continue then with our presentation. So today we were talking at the beginning like some risks, and then we were talking about be on the safe side, looking for cons and pros, etc., etc. So basically what we want to finish up or end up talking about is about the present and the future on real conditionals. So what is this? They are for describing a possible result of an imaginary situation in the either on the present or the future. So the way we will find this unreal conditionals, and by unreal conditionals, we just say imaginary situation. So we will find an if clause combined with a main clause as a result, okay? So for example, if I had $1 million, we have the conditional if. Remember, we talked about already the if. And then we can see that there's a subject and the verb is in simple past. So then with the result, we can see that it starts with I, followed by would, but here's a contraction, but it's the word would. Start with a verb in the present, a business. Okay, so this is the result. So every time that you find the combination of would plus a verb in present, we know that it's the result or the main clause of the if clause, if I plus the past, simple past. One other things that I want for you to notice is that whenever we start a sentence with a clause, the if clause, we have to add a comma whenever we end the idea and then followed by the main clause. But we can also do it the other way around. We could have, I wouldn't work if I had $1 million. In that case, we actually won't need it, this comma, because it will be the if clause will be towards the end and not at the beginning of the sentence. However, we have to know, or one of the things I want to emphasize is that those are two possible ways of doing that. Meaning you're not limited to only start unreal conditional sentences just with the if clause, but also you can start it with the main clause and nothing will change. It will be the same exact situation, okay? Any questions about this, guys? Questions? Or thumbs up if everything's clear. Okay, so let's take a look on this sentence. So first of all, I want for you to identify me which one is the if clause and which one is the result or main idea, main clause. So who wants to identify them? Ismael.
The if clause is if it rained today, and the main clause is I will need an umbrella.
Excellent. So the main clause or result clause. So what will this tense be in the if clause? What's the tense on this? So what is it? Oh, I'm sorry, Ismail, go for it.
Is the simple past of the verb?
Okay, simple past, right? Excellent. And what about here? What combination can we find? Okay, Ismael?
The word would and the verb.
The word would and the verb in present, right? Don't forget that when we find the would, will be the tense of the verb will be in present. Okay, so now with all this being said, let's go ahead and complete some rules. So, I'm sorry, so what about number 1? Number 1. Go ahead, Daniela.
In the if clause, use the simple past to describe an imaginary situation.
The simple past, right? All right, thank you so much, Daniela. Number 2. Do you want to do it as well, Daniela?
Yes. In the main clause, use would more plus verb to describe a predict result.
Excellent. So yes, whenever we're identifying the verb clause, it's when the main clause, I'm sorry, it's when we know that it's the combination of the would plus the simple verb or verb in present. All right, let's continue then. So one of the things before continuing is that, as you can see here, we can start with if clause and then comma and then the rest of the clause with the main or the result clause. However, we can do it the other way. I wouldn't be able to spend $1 million. And you can notice that there's no need of comma because it's not the if clause that one that it's starting this sentence. So therefore, no need for comma if the if clause, it's right towards the end of the sentence, okay? Just a heads up, so whenever we're writing clauses, we won't make add a comma if it's not necessary. Okay, so here's a small exercise for you guys. You can find it on page 139. So I will give you maybe 7 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes to complete it, okay? Take a look if the structure, if it starts with an if clause, if it starts with the result or main clause, and see what is the actual correct form to write it down those verbs, okay? So take 8 minutes and then we will share it all together in a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and share the answer. So number one, if Vigo had a better job, he would be happier. Number two, Ismael.
Number two, Lorenzo will walk to work if he lived closer.
Excellent, thank you. Number three, what would be number three? Go ahead, Ismael.
Number three, I will consider moving to Japan if I didn't have a cat.
Excellent, thank you. And then next one, number four. Jonathan, go for it.
If we started a business, we wouldn't see our friends much.
Excellent. All right, next one, number five. And we have Daniela.
If I was you, I would do more research before making a decision.
Okay. If I was you or if I were you. And number six. Go ahead, Alan.
Mara wouldn't know what to do if her parents uh, didn't help her.
All right, thank you so much. So let's go ahead and move on with the next part. Now, in this part, you're going to complete the sentences, but with your own ideas. Think about your own experiences. Think about things that you want to do in the future. So go ahead and do that and add that to whatever blank it's missing. After you're done, just share them on the chat for participation. For this, I will give another 7 minutes, 7 to 8 minutes. All right. So if I had to run a marathon, I would sleep well. I would save money. If I had a bank account, I would be brave. Okay, my friends visited me. I would be excited. If I were really strong, I would travel around the world. Okay. If I finish my career, and you will. Thank you so much, Ismael. All right. So if I had to run a marathon, I would buy 50 water bottles. I would save money if I knew about more about business. I wouldn't obtain chances if I had to give up on one thing. All right, if my friends invited me to eat sushi, I will be excited. Okay. If I were really strong, I will be a superhero, and my parents will be happy if I had a daughter. Oh, look at you. All right, Jonathan, thank you. And then Octavio, if I had to run a marathon, I would rest very well. Okay. I would save money if I decided to go on vacation. I would be undecided if I had to give up one thing. My friends. Okay. I will be excited. I will be practicing weightlifting. Oh, okay. And a person if I clean up the house before they arrive. Definitely. They love that. Okay. And then Daniela, I would have water. Okay. I had to buy a gift if I would save money. If I had to go, okay, I would be smart. If I had to give, okay, visit me, my friends, okay, I would do something important. If I were really strong, and I would, if I won a competition. Yes, and maybe on the last one will be if I, yeah, no, actually, never mind. It is correct. Thank you so much, Daniela. Okay, so if you want to continue sharing your sentences, you are free and welcome to do so. And we're gonna go ahead and finish the class with a small game that I had prepared. So this is called Pass the Pig game. So now, it's not an actual pig. It's just to give turns to everyone, but that's the name of the game. So what we're basically going to do is that I will be calling out the beginning of half of a real conditional sentence, and someone will have to complete it, whoever I decide, okay? So I need for everyone to be attentive whenever it's your turn. If someone calls you, you have to jump in and complete the sentence, okay? Then after completing the sentence, the student will do the same sentence, but with a different ending and obviously with a different classmate. So then they will choose another student who will do the same and see how many different statements we can get from the same unreal conditional sentence, okay? So for example, I would start like, if I had time, and then I will call maybe, I don't know, Alan. And then Alan will say, if I had time, I would sleep more or something like that. And then Alan, it's going to say again, if I had time, and then Alan, it's going to choose one of the classmates, and then that classmate has to answer the same, but with a different ending, okay? Remember, don't limit yourselves to only start with the if clause. Remember that we can also with the start with the main clause, and then the rest another student can do it. So was I clear with the instructions, or do you need me to repeat them?
Can you repeat it one more
I
time,
think with
teacher?
an example will be perfect.
Okay, so there's the example, but yes, of course, I can repeat it one more time, no problem. So basically, I would start by saying, if I had time, and then I say Alan, and then Alan will give his answers like, if I had time, I would sleep more. And he's using actually the main clause structure. So then Alan, who is the student one, would say again, if I had time, and then call out someone from the class to finish the same sentence, but with a different ending. And then that other person will do the same, end the question or end the sentence, then said, if I had to, whatever, and then choose another person, and then we will get from that point. Then at some point I would say, let's stop and start a different, unusual, unreal conditional sentence. And then someone else will come up with the beginning of the sentence, and then the rest, the other person will finish up the sentence. So let's do like a trial. Let's do like a trial to practice a little bit, and then we will see if we can move forward from there. So in order to not get confused and to not be like, oh, what did you said or something, I would start with my own conditional sentence, and you will have to repeat whatever it says and then give the rest of the sentence, okay? So my sentence will be, I wouldn't feel so tired. No, instead of feel, let me edit. Okay, so I wouldn't look so tired, and David, can you complete it, David Navarrete?
Okay, I think I wouldn't look so tired if I sleep more.
Okay, so now you're gonna repeat the same. I wouldn't look so tired, and then choose another person.
Okay, I'm gonna look so tired, and I choose. I don't know.
No, please no. Okay, let me think. I, I won't look so tired if really it's too late.
Okay, and then you repeat again. I wouldn't look so tired, and then say a name.
Let me
Who was that? I'm sorry.
let me think. Jonathan.
Okay.
I wouldn't look so tired if I slept more time.
All right. So let's go with a different type of sentence. So now, Jonathan, can you start only half of the sentence that you have in mind and then choose one to complete it?
Another topic.
Yes, please. And if possible, write it down on the chat just like I did.
All right, let's see. I would be the best student, and then Daniela.
Okay. Um, I will be the best student if I don't know.
Whatever comes to your mind. So I would have be a good student if what? So anything that comes to your mind, Daniela. I would be the best student if anything, Daniela. Anything it counts. So if not, Jonathan, would you choose another person?
Well, I would choose Wendy.
All right, Wendy. So Wendy,
Sorry, my internet, and I I will be the best student if I studied more.
okay, I would be the best student if I study more. If I studied more. Okay, excellent. Now say the same sentence and give the name of someone in the class.
I will be the best student, and I choose Alan.
All right, Alan. You are chosen. So you can say it if you're ready. Or if not, choose another person, please.
Well, I choose Ismael.
All right, Ismael.
All right. I will be the best student if I was more responsible. And I will be the best student. I choose Omar.
All right. How come you're not responsible? Let me find out, Ismael. Just kidding. So, Omar, now's your turn, and we're gonna finish with Omar. And I'm just joking, okay? So, most likely, Omar, it's gonna post it on the chat since he's not able for today speaking on over the mic. But we'll just wait a couple minutes. If not, we will end with that statement. I will be the best student if I do my best at every class. All right. Thank you so much, Omar. All right, guys. Well, this game would have been more fun if we were on face-to-face class. That's my sentence right here. So with all this in mind, guys, let's go ahead and wrap up our class. Hopefully that, well, I won't have you anymore, unfortunately, for next semester, but still, it is a pleasure to have you in my class. So before we leave, what did you learn today? What is something you remember for tomorrow? Or if you have an unconditional sentence, say it as well. So anything to wrap up the class? Go for it. So before we go, Ismael.
Well, I will remember the structure of real conditionals.
All right, the structure, right? The unreal conditionals. Jonathan.
The opportunities and risks words.
Okay, we were able to take a look on the opportunities and risks vocabulary, right? Excellent. What else? What's the structure for an unconditional sentence, an unconditional imaginary sentence? Go ahead, Ismael.
It's if class plus comma plus main class or main class plus if class.
Excellent. So yes, the two parts are main clause and if clause. But then if clause, it goes with the simple past and main clause with would and simple present. All right, guys. Well, that will be all for today. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day and have a good one. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Miss. See you tomorrow. Take care.
Thank you. You too. Take care. See you tomorrow. Awesome.
Sure.